Erika, I want you to continue because I'm hoping people understand what you're saying. We see it in the United States. Many well-known artists, when they do their concert, there's always some kind of accident happening and people are dying. Now, you saying this in a spirit world is their way of sacrifice. Am I right?
Yes, it's a way of sacrifice, and there are so many satanic symbols that you see when they are performing, because they use their music as a means of like a means of transport to usher spirits from the spirit world into this planet. And that's the time when the evil spirits are able to do whatever they have been assigned to do quickly during the time when they are performing. So if they are to possess someone, it's during that time when they enter someone and possess that person. And the angel of death explained to me about music that can disorganize them. And he said it is from another kingdom. When a Christian is praising and worshiping, they usher their God, they usher God's presence into the atmosphere, and then God begins to work. Like David, whenever he would worship and play his harp, the demons that were tormenting the king had to disappear because of the presence of God. So now, just like there are people who can usher the presence of God into the atmosphere, there are also people who can usher the devil into the atmosphere by singing songs that have been given to these evil spirits, because they travel with music. So now the angel of death told me that there are those artists that have entered into a covenant with him. They have sold their souls, and they have, and their kingdom, the kingdom of darkness, has made them famous, successful, and they are pulling so many into the kingdom of darkness. So he went into, as we were talking, he fell into that river that was full of blood, and he began to swim in that blood while he was drinking a lot of it. And when that was happening, something happened to him. His skin was dry, but as soon as he fell into that blood, his skin became young, and he became more handsome than that musician. And he began to dance. He would make all forms of dances, and there were some music beats that were he was dancing to. And that's how I got to know that the angel of death is musical, and he travels with music. And he told me that during certain hours in certain hospitals, there are hospitals who, like, whereby the owners of those hospitals are devil worshippers, and because they get their money from the kingdom of darkness, people have to die during a certain season in those hospitals. And he told me that the only way he can be able to function effectively is when they play a certain kind of music that will cause him to, feel the atmosphere. And then at a certain hour, people begin to die, especially from midnight. That's when people don't make it from midnight hours to the morning hours. And that's when you hear pussycats meowing and, dogs barking, because he explained to me, and he told me that the animals have the ability to see spiritual things that a human being is limited to, because we have been programmed by the enemy not to pay attention to spiritual things. There is so much. They have programmed us right from school, from childhood. We have been programmed to be slaves.
Even in our churches, in today's churches, our churches are prayless, and because we don't pray, our spiritual eyes are not open what is going on to the enemy. But the people that are today's politicians, today's entertainers, today's even scientists, so-called professors, they all into this spirit world. That's why you have to tie all these children sacrifice, including the abortion, abduction of children, where we will not find them where they go, even though we are such a civilized nations. All this is tied to sacrificing children's blood, because when they sacrifice and drink blood, what you're saying is that they get power, they get they renew their ages or years. So all these things is happening right now under our noses. What we see today, the destruction, you know, so-called the Black Lives Matters, or the, you know, the protesting and COVID-19, all these things. When you were in this world, you were in a demonic world for 18 years. You have served. Am I right?
Yeah.
You have seen all these things are schemed in the kingdom of darkness. Would you share a little bit about that?
Yeah, so with that, during that time when I met with the angel of death, that was just my first day to interact with the spirit world.
Wow.
So now, at a tender age, when we came back with my grandmother, my life had changed because I began now to serve the devil. I began to cause accidents. I was fighting marriages until when I was 11.
Wow.
So when I was 11, they initiated me again through a very popular artist. And this artist took me, he got my soul because he was going to perform, and they were moving around advertising, but they parked their convoy next to our home, and it was a trap. I didn't know. My auntie had introduced me to them earlier during holidays, and my auntie is also a high-level sorcerer because she's working with a very big organization, something to do with health. But they are not working for humanity as they pose. They are not working for our good. You know, they don't want to see us healthy. They are the ones who create sicknesses, and they come up with solutions.
Yes.
So now, during that time with my auntie is when I got to know that even this family planning and all those things, they are designed to reduce on the population of humanity, because Satan also has his children, and his children are terrified when they see that people who are created in the image of God multiplying, because God told us to be fruitful, multiply, replenish, subdue, and have dominion. If we are many, if you know, the children of God are more than, of course we are more in number, but they are very terrified of us being more than what they can control.
Yes.
So now they keep creating a situation for people to die. And it is during that time that I met with this musician and his brothers. And later they took me, they got hold of my soul, and we went to Lake Victoria. And through Lake Victoria is when I got to know that there is another world under the waters. And that is the kingdom of darkness, and it is real. It is another world. It is a world. I cannot say that I can't say that I know everything that is in this world. It is a very big world, and it has very many people, and it is very busy, and it is faster than this world. If anyone has traveled to the spiritual world, and they come to this world, they will tell you that this world is very slow compared to the spiritual world. Yeah. So now, it's during that time when this musician took me to hell. We went to a certain island, and on that island, he performed a ritual, and the boat we were in began to sink, and there was a portal that was built beneath, and a big fish came, and we entered the fish. I was screaming. I thought we were being swallowed, but I didn't know that was their means of transport to go to another kingdom. So from there, we traveled, and when we got to the gate of hell, the Bible says, I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. So we went to the gates of hell, and the fish opened its mouth. We entered 7 gates in hell. And when we entered those 7 gates, I found myself before Satan. Now, that was the first time I was meeting Satan at 11. Yeah. So now, meeting Satan, I was very disappointed with what we had been taught in Sunday school. You know, I expected either to see a serpent, or to see something that looks like Spider-Man with 2 horns and all that. I expected to see something like a movie, you know, something very scary. But this time round, I was seeing the devil that the Bible talks about, the reality. The Bible says he was one of the most beautiful angels that God had ever created. He was created with all the precious stones, meaning he would change into anything. He didn't need to put on any good outfit. Every beautiful stone was created in him. And he was a light bearer. Lucifer means light bearer. He would shine. If that's why you see a musician saying that you shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like a diamond is in the sky. They are worshiping Satan. He was created with all the precious stones. They were inbuilt in him. And he would sing all the voices, tenor, soprano, alto. He didn't need anyone to back him up. There were drums, instrumentals following his. All he needed to do was to spread the wings. And no wonder they sing that he's a beautiful liar, because they know him, they have seen him face to face, they know what they are singing about. You see, music, as I told you, is a transportation means from the spiritual realm to the physical realm. So you have to be very careful to what kind of music you're listening to. Sometimes people are worshiping the devil and they don't know. Someone is like, you shine bright, you're so bright, you're beautiful, like a diamond is in the sky. They don't know that they are worshiping the devil. Another person will tell you he's a beautiful liar. You know, they are worshiping him because the Bible says he's the father of all liars. So now, that during that time I was taken to, after some time, because my testimony is very long, but now during that time Satan told me that I was calling for my mom, dad to help me, but they told me they could not help me. Then I was taken to see the eye of hell, because my testimony is long. I think we can arrange some other time and I'll go into the details. But back to what you were asking, that's when I was taken to see the laboratories where they create sicknesses, they create viruses and bacteria, and they bring them here, and they are making a lot of money from people falling sick, like this COVID-19, where it is a disaster to many, but it is profitable to the minority. There are people who are benefiting from it, and they are making a lot of money. Even when people die, they are being paid for announcing the number of deaths. They are being paid. There are people who are benefiting from it. So I saw one of Satan's warrior angels by the name of Abaddon. He's the head of the military department in hell, and they began to reveal so many secrets to me. They are studying the human body up to today. They want to create their own bodies and be able to come into this planet and do whatever they need to do without borrowing our bodies. And I was seeing many companies that we have here that are serving the devil, vehicle, car companies, telecom companies, and all that. And I was assigned to work with one telecom company, and that company is a spy company. They tap into all the conversations that people have. They get all the data, that everything we post on Facebook, on social media, just know that that is collected data. They use it to spy and monitor every person, but they make it look beautiful. So people are posting about their day-to-day life, their families, their children. They don't know that they are giving the enemy information that he can use against them. So that one day, if you wake up as a pastor and tell people that, no, don't do this, it is satanic, you'll find yourself on BBC or CNN, and they will be posting a photo that you posted like 15 years ago before you got saved. And they'll be making your message look irrelevant. You know, like Dr. Stella came out telling people about the solution of COVID, and they got a video from her YouTube, and they began to use that to make her message irrelevant. So
let's stop here for a minute, and we'll really continue on part 3. I hope everyone catch what she's saying. Most of the disease and viruses have been created by humans. Now, when we think about the vaccination that has been prepared for us, unless we have been vaccinated, we can't go back to life as usual, is all profitable to someone. Even the dead when someone die, they are profiting from the death because the numbers are matter. We're going to come back and learn more a little bit from Erika and Bamboo. There are amazing things. We were going to link their videos, and then also Erika written books. So we'll come back in a minute.